In the eastern sector of Lyman, a tranquil field suddenly turned into a deadly field. The 63rd Mechanized Brigade surveillance drone cameras captured the movement of a group of Russian infantrymen wearing anti-drone cloaks, dark camouflage designed to obscure heat signatures and disrupt aerial detection. The enemy formation was spread out across the open. Some hunkered down behind low vegetation, while others moved cautiously toward what they believed were secure positions. From a surveillance drone seen from above, Ukrainian UAVs monitor their every move with undetectable precision. When the distance and angle of attack were perfect, the FPV unit was released. The small machine swooped low, cutting through the air, and struck its first target with a sharp blast. Thick smoke billowed, followed by panic in the enemy ranks. They tried to take cover, but the anti-drone cloaks they relied on proved no match for electronic sights and guided munitions. The subsequent attacks were launched in rapid succession with deadly precision, each explosion striking enemy troop concentrations and positions one by one until none remained. Within minutes, 12 Russian soldiers lay on the ground, their formation completely shattered, leaving no room to retreat, no time to defend. In the attack, Ukraine's 63rd Mechanized Brigade eliminated 12 Russian infantrymen wearing anti-drone camouflage, advanced camouflage gear touted as capable of fooling UAVs' electronic eyes. This operation reaffirmed that modern battlefields are won not only by sophisticated equipment, but also by tactical superiority. With their mastery of technology and the courage to execute precision strikes, the 63rd Brigade once again demonstrated that air dominance is absolutely key and a decisive factor in victory in the Battle of Lyman. In Ukraine's brutal battlefield, the war is no longer just fought with tanks and artillery. It's fought in the sky with swarms of deadly drones. From cheap first-person view FPV drones striking Russian armor with pinpoint accuracy to massive swarm attacks pushing Russian defenses to the brink, this is a new era of warfare. In this video, we break down how Ukraine's FPV drones are changing the front lines, how Russia is hitting back with its own swarm tactics, the tech and strategies powering both sides, and why this fight in the skies could decide the ground war. This isn't just a war story, it's the future of combat, unfolding in real time. On July saw the highest number of battles since the start of President Vladimir Putin's full-scale invasion of Ukraine as Russia stepped up its offensive in eastern Ukraine, according to analysis. Independent monitor ACLED, Armed Conflict Location and Event Data, said that in July there were over 2,600 battles, the highest monthly tally over the 3.5 years of war. ACLED also told media that Kyiv had shifted the targets of its airstrikes to defense contractors in a bid to disrupt Moscow's production of drones. A record number of battles, and Ukraine and Russia increasing drone and missile attacks, outlined by ACLED, exemplify how the U.S. administration's efforts for a ceasefire have yielded little progress. Ahead of a summit in Alaska between President Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin on August 15th, ACLED's latest analysis described how Russia's offensive went into overdrive in July with over 2,600 battles recorded, the highest number since the war started on February 24, 2022, it says. The number of monthly battles has been increasing, reaching high after high throughout the last several months of 2025. It noted how Russian forces had closed in on Pokrovsk and Kostiantynivka in the Donetsk region and on Kupiansk in the Kharkiv region. Moscow also made gains further east toward the Dnipropetrovsk region, and Ukraine also has launched counterattacks toward the city of Sumy. The high number of battles comes amid a spike in Russia's remote attacks on Ukrainian civilians in July to reach an all-time high of 458, which killed 250 people, the highest toll since September 2022, according to ACLED. Only 1/3 of these casualties were in the Donetsk region, where the fighting was concentrated, ACLED said. With Kyiv facing 30 long-range drone and missile strikes, the highest since March 2022, the outlet said that Ukraine's forces increased its drone, missile, and artillery attacks on Russian soil by a fifth in July, from 1,167 to 1,400. This included a 75% increase in strikes occurring outside of Russia's border regions. Between June and July, the Ukrainian army switched priorities from military airfields to disrupting Russia's drone production, ACLED said. On Friday, Ukrainian drones struck the Yenisei radar station, a component of Moscow's advanced S-500 air defense system in Russian-occupied Crimea, according to Ukraine's military intelligence HUR. But Russian attacks against Ukraine show no sign of abating, with attacks killing at least 8 civilians between Friday and Saturday, including a strike on a bus in Kherson in which 2 people died, according to Ukrainian authorities. Ukraine's Air Force said Saturday that Russian forces launched against Ukraine 47 Shahed-type drones and decoys from Russia's Rostov, Kursk, and Smolensk regions, and 2 Iskander-K missiles from the Russian-occupied Zaporizhia region. ACLED told Newsweek that as Russia's remote attacks on Ukrainian civilians increase, Kyiv has shifted the targets of its airstrikes to defense contractors, with strikes that continue to reach further inside Russia to disrupt the production of drones Moscow launches. Russia's grinding offensive in eastern Ukraine went into overdrive in July, leading to the highest number of battles since the all-out war began in early 2022. Alongside the intense battles, Ukrainian civilians are suffering from remote attacks. Ukraine's drone strikes on Russian facilities and Moscow's continuing bombardment of Ukrainian civilian infrastructure set the scene for talks in Alaska between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin that the U.S. hopes will help end the war. Meanwhile, Russia is building up a big attack force aimed at defeating Ukraine, but most observers doubt whether Moscow can amass the men and machines needed to break Ukrainian defenses.